Hello and welcome to Walk the Talk. I am Shekhar Gupta and my guest this week needs no introduction. He's the master of the twist and the tail. Well, you can guess who he is. Manoj Shyamalan, welcome to Walk the Talk.
Hey, how are you?
I could have in fact said it's someone who gets paid for writing a screenplay 3 times of what Sachin Tendulkar gets paid for a whole season in IPL.
Is that right?
Indian Premier League.
Is that good?
Well, that's good, but if it spreads, maybe somebody will move something in Indian Parliament to limit your pickings.
That's funny.
Well, wonderful to have you in Delhi. Your Padma Shri is on now, so
I know.
Congratulations.
I'm so excited to be here. I can't believe we're here. You know, this kind of came and I was made aware of the award just a month ago. I've been to India maybe 8 or 9 times since I was a little kid, but we always went to the south, you know, to visit the uncles and aunts and the grandma, grandpa, and all that stuff.
I believe uncles and aunts and cousins and siblings, all PhDs and MDs.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the black sheep of the family.
How did
definitely.
you get dropped out?
I know. I'm the disgrace of the family, the low educated.
Yes, absolutely.
The least educated one of the family.
Yeah, make as much money as the rest of them, and a lot more fame. But what happened? What made you go the other way?
Well, it wasn't something that I thought about not doing medicine. You know, all my family's in medicine, but it was a slow thing. The realizing the thing I was doing for fun as a little kid, making movies with my dad's camera, is something that you could go to school for. It wasn't something that was now you can go to school for film school and it seems more normal. But back then it isn't something that you could learn to do as a career. And then I heard about this school in New York that's a film school, and then I told my parents, hey, I want to go to film school.
But a movie camera at the age of 8? How did that happen?
I guess that's weird in and of itself, but I think, at the time when I was a kid, we had Spielberg making E.T.
You were 1970 born, I think.
1970, so E.T. was in 1982. Jaws was 1975, which was I was too old. It was too old for me at the time. And then Raiders of the Lost Ark, which was huge for me, 1983. Spielberg was doing his thing right when I was a little kid. And I just said, when I saw those movies, I said, that's what I want to do.
And how did your parents figure it? Because in an Indian household, for a kid who's 8, the parents figure things.
Well, when I was 8, they didn't think anything of it. They just thought it was a kind of a funny thing that I did, so they just let me do it. And then they would watch the movies and they would giggle with the family, and I would take the cousins and the neighbors, and we'd make these movies, and they would be terrible. They'd just be absolutely horrible. And everyone would sit and laugh at them, and they thought that was just funny. And then I would go and do my schoolwork, and I was fairly good at schoolwork, so they thought, oh, okay, he'll become a doctor, it'll be just fine. And then when I became a teenager, I got more and more serious into the filmmaking of it. And they knew I really liked it as a hobby. And I went one summer when I was 16 to go to a study film, just to see what it was like. And I think my parents hoped I would come back and say, not for me.
This sucks.
Yeah. Well, it did suck. But I came back and I said, it's still for me, And they were like, oh, And then so I went to film school, and they've been worried ever since. And I think only until this week when we came for the Padma Shri are they a little bit more relaxed about it.
And finally, at least it discovers his Indian roots.
Exactly.
But this is the wonderful thing about us Indians. The moment somebody acquires a little bit of fame, we lay claims on him. In any case, anybody who even has one twig of the family tree in India is an Indian. And that question came up when Sunita Williams was honored, and she became such a big star. And we kept reminding people that, she's half Slovenian. So remember little Slovenia.
Yeah, no, I meet a lot of people on the street that said, I met your cousin. And they'll say it is, and I'll be like, that's not my cousin. Like, there's a lot of Indian people going, I'm his cousin, I'm related to him this way, that way, they're married to this.
Well, for all you know, they might be.
That's true. I got a lot of cousins,
The family trees stretch in India.
I've had my cousins meet people that say, I'm his cousin. And they go, I'm his cousin.
But that's flattering.
It is, it's very sweet. And we call everybody uncle and auntie anyway, if they're uncle, how
Anybody you meet on a flight.
Yeah, exactly.
So just tell me, how Indian do you feel? Or does this remind you of your Indian origins more?
I feel, a great balance between India and the life I've led in the West. My parents are very traditional. And that feels very comfortable. I don't feel like lost or anything like that. My wife is Indian, and obviously our children are Indian.
In fact, your mom came to India to deliver you.
That's correct. They were in the United States and
Yeah.
then wanted me to be Indian.
Did you talk a lot of politics, family dining table, history, politics?
Well, now we talk a lot about
Philosophy.
politics because of what's happening in the United States and the presidency this year.
And no prizes for guessing which side are you on.
Well, definitely, you know, every dinner table in the United States is talking about the election. It's the
Yeah.
first time that the whole country has actually cared about what's happened. I mean, I think for our generation, we felt that the politics is something that's not really for us. It's not about. It's those guys, and now our generation doesn't think that
So
way.
which side are you on?
Well, you know, I'm a Democrat.
Well, I said no prizes for guessing that. but
Okay.
Among the Democrats.
You know, I'm still deciding. I know that sounds like I'm being very political.
You sound like the vote count in Indiana this morning. Going
You know, I'm still.
10,000 here and there.
I've talked with both sides, and I've spent time listening to them. I went to the debates. They had a debate in Philadelphia, and we listened to them both. I really feel they're both very strong candidates, and they're just different leaders. They almost have the exact same platforms.